This happens to be a silver streak Mojave Bongo ball python, which basically means it's a super pastel, it's a black pastel, it's a Mojave, and it's a Bongo. And although she was a small girl, she laid 4 eggs this year. And she was bred to the Stingaree Fire Orange Dream, which is a pastel, it's a spider, it's a fire, and it's an orange dream. And that is an absolutely amazing pairing. Unfortunately, only 2 of the 4 eggs made it, but guess what? Today is day 57, which means we can cut that clutch of eggs. So with 2 eggs, who knows what's gonna be in there? What do you say we find out? So again, we only have 2 eggs that made it in this clutch, but it's definitely one of the most anticipated clutches. Don't know, we could produce something absolutely out of our mind. Silver streak, Bongo Mojave to a Stingaree Fire Orange. I mean, there are so many potential combinations. What is that? That's a super pastel, black pastel, Bongo Mojave, pastel, spider, fire, orange dream. That is 8 potential genes together. That is a lot. So who knows what's gonna happen? Let's jump into egg number 1. I don't know. I mean, we could hatch stuff that I know what's going on. I could hatch some stuff that's like, I have no idea what the heck this is. Or we could just whiff all together. What do we got here? Ooh, it's something really pretty. Don't know what it is. Oh, this is really pretty though. So, oh gosh, what the heck is it? So, I really don't know. I mean, that's the problem when you have so many genes together. I would say it's definitely black pastel. It definitely looks like it's a Bongo. Definitely has some spider in it. Possibly an orange dream. That could be reducing that pattern a little bit. Doesn't have Mojave. It's definitely a pastel because it's a super pastel. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till this one hatches out, but it is really interesting. I didn't expect that like black and silver looking snake like that, but I absolutely love it. I think it looks good, and that Bongo makes that racing stripe, so it's really cool. Let's see what's in egg number 2 and see if we can try to decipher what the heck this is. And again, when you start talking 8 genes, it's a little bit of a guessing game. I'm not gonna lie to you. You really don't know 100% what is going on. But let's see what this one is here. Now this is the opposite. This is super white. Ooh, now I see the pattern on it. Ooh, dog, that thing is beautiful, man. Holy moly. All right, guys, okay. I'm gonna do my best. This is definitely a pastel. It's definitely a spider. Definitely looks like it's orange dream. Definitely looks like it's Mojave. Definitely not black pastel. Probably fire. Maybe that's it. I don't know. So that's the thing, guys. And what happens when we hatch out stuff like this, which by the way, both animals were bangers. I mean, with 8 genes, we were hoping we were going to produce some really cool stuff. Looks like both animals are. But what ends up happening is when and if I decide to sell them, I sell them on the least genes that I know is the fact, right? We know it's a pastel, we know it's this, we know it's that, we know it's this. And then maybe you might get an extra gene or 2 that I'm not sure. So when I don't know for sure if it's a particular gene, I don't put that gene in there. So I think both of these are at least 5, maybe 6 gene animals. But they might be 7 or 8 gene animals. I don't really know. Point is, really crazy. We still have one more clutch hatch. So let's go look at the parents. I certainly cannot wait until those babies crawl out, and so we can maybe sort of ID them. 2 eggs, but hey, they were 2 banger of an animals. We actually have one more clutch to cut today. It was actually bred to this female pastel that laid 6 eggs. And it was bred to this Mojave bumblebee calico animal. So again, it's a Mojave, it's a pastel, it's a spider, and it's a calico. Again, mixing it with another pastel gene means we could get super pastels of all of that type of stuff. So with 6 eggs, let's hope we get some bangers. What do you say we cut the next clutch? So let's jump into this egg cutting. I hope that you guys are enjoying the start of the vlog being, you know, some of you guys love egg cutting and are like, I cannot get enough of it. We haven't done as much this year. Some of it is over on Patreon, link in the description. But hey, we've got just a handful of clutches left, to be totally honest with you. Maybe about 20 clutches to cut or something like that. Maybe 25. So we're about done. So every now and then I want to do an egg cutting vlog, if you don't mind with that. So let's go ahead and jump in. Again, this is a pastel and it's a Mojave bee calico. So could be some pretty cool combinations. Egg number 1. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. What do we have? Ooh, interesting. So let me think about this really quick. All right, so right after it, we have a pinstripe in here. The problem with that is that there can't be a pinstripe with that particular breeding. There might be some sperm retention from the year before because Mojave bee is a Mojave and a spider and a pastel and a calico and then a pastel. So no pinstripe. So now I don't know what's going to happen, guys. So let's just move on to egg number 2. And that can happen, guys. You know, sometimes you have females that retain sperm from the year before. So when you breed a specific male, you're like, oh, I really want to see this male be the father. Sure enough, another pinstripe. We literally have 2 normal pinstripes out of 2 eggs. Now, there's no way this was a normal pinstripe that I bred it. As a matter of fact, last year, if I bred a pinstripe, it would have probably been a pink calico yellow belly and a pastel. So to produce 2 normal pins is not very lucky. We still have 4 eggs to go. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's just crazy. And they can be dual father too, right? We can still have that Mojave calico be the father. This is interesting here. Okay, so this is actually an Enchi pinstripe. And the first one, now that I look at it, looks like an Enchi pinstripe. So now I'm thinking, what did I breed last year that was an Enchi pinstripe? Because I did have a super Enchi pinstripe yellow belly, but then this one that's a normal pinstripe would be I'm all confused, guys. Completely wild. 3 more eggs. Let's see if we can figure this mystery out. Here we go. And again, like I said, you could have a dual father clutch. We can still have that Mojave in there. Nope, another Enchi. Oh, but this is interesting. This looks like a, you know what this might be? It might have been the Lemon Blast Extreme Gene Enchi pin, because this definitely looks like a pastel Extreme Gene Enchi pinstripe right here. That's probably who the father was last year. And so far, 4 of the eggs have been retained sperm. Again, we could have the other male could father, so we still have a chance. Let's hit these last 2 eggs and figure out what's going on. It's always interesting cutting eggs. Even when you think you know what's gonna happen, something throws you for a loop. And this is really pretty here. This is just a, okay, so yeah, this is a super pastel pinstripe, essentially. So now I know for sure that the father had to be a pastel Enchi in a pinstripe, and the only male that I had last year was actually the Lemon Blast Extreme Gene Enchi pinstripe. So now I know for sure the retained sperm was that male, so I figured that one out. I wish that Mojave B Calico would have at least fathered 1 egg, because I really wanted to see what that was going to do, but oh well. Last egg. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. And another super pastel pinstripe. This one looks like an Enchi and probably an Extreme Gene. So this is probably the all gene animal with the retained sperm. So interestingly enough, this girl had 2, 4, 6 eggs. All eggs went term, and all eggs were fathered by the male from last year, and not even 1 egg was fathered from the male this year. Pretty interesting how that works, and it's cool. It's, you know, I love reptiles, and I love the fact that you can have parthenogenesis. You can have, you know, sperm retention. You can have all this type of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed not only the egg cutting, but the kind of surprise that we found out today. And welcome to the vlog, Reptile Army. I hope the start of your day is absolutely incredible. For those of you that are asking, by the way, thank you so much for all the kind comments. I was super sick yesterday, but I feel so much better today. I'm not 100%, but I don't have any fever, so I'm not contagious. Again, tested negative, so I don't have to worry about quarantining, anything like that. I'd say I'm 95%, but I'm going to take it a little bit easy today, and then tomorrow I'll be right as rain. I can guarantee you that. And by the way, if you don't mind, fear me snake right here, my danger noodle. You can go to reptilearmy.com, join the army, join the movement, reptilearmy.com.
So today is a really busy day. A lot going on today. However, I still gotta make sure animals get fed. Salt and pepper being the main ones. So as you guys are moving along with me, I'm actually gonna show you how I've been feeding salt and pepper recently. Because of their size, it's important that we don't get them too riled up and scared or freaked out when they're inside this cage. So now I've gotta remove Salt, put her up front and feed her up there, and come back here and feed Pepper while she's back here. So Mike, I'm gonna need your help here in a few minutes, bro. See if I can just reach in there and grab her without a problem. Oh, what a good girl. Oh my gosh, that's the tail. That's the tail. I know, I got the tail. I got the tail. All right, let's go. Let's get her up front, Mike.
Yeah.
I just need you to watch her when I go feed Pepper.
Gator sitting.
All right, so down you go, baby. Catch it. Thank you. Come on, open. Here you go. No? Spit it out, eat it. There you go.
You guys know I walk around the zoo a tremendous amount. I think that whenever you have animals, your perception is so important, right? Observation, you know, walking around is what really shows you, like, how are things doing, how they're acting. But one animal that I always love is this guy right here. He, of course, is the Egyptian Uromastyx. Also, our Ackie monitor up here. Whenever I walk around, they're always kind of looking out at me. See, he's looking right now. He's looking. They're just absolutely incredible animals. And I tell you what, there's no doubt that these guys are intelligent animals. Reptiles are so much more intelligent than people give them credit for. I'm not going to lie to you. And again, they're looking at us, you know, like, what's going on? He's always doing it. And again, the Egyptian Uromastyx may not be the prettiest of the Uromastyx, but they're just so cool. They're typically the chillest of the ones, and they get the largest too, up to 3 foot. This guy is going to be such a good animal ambassador when he gets bigger. He already is. We can take him out for kids and stuff like that. It's just amazing. I mean, I love that spiky tail and that kind of almost frog-like face. Uromastyx have always been one of my favorite animals, no doubt about it. And I say that way too much, but it is really the truth. But the Egyptian Euros, when they're big, are absolutely stunning. And speaking of Uromastyx, this is actually Milton, another Uromastyx. Now, he just got a new cage, and let me tell you why, and it's going to tell you how smart reptiles are. I said that they're smart, but you're not going to believe this. So Milton used to actually be down here, right? And the baby Argus monitors were right here. Now Milton is hanging out up here, and I can tell you why. See this little thing right here that goes up and down like this, right? Now what happens is when you close this enclosure like this and you lock it like that, you'll notice that the enclosure can still open a little bit, right? So if it's open like this, animals can get out. That's why we have this little latch. That keeps the enclosure like this. Well, we had an Argus monitor actually get loose the other day. We found it, thankfully, and we thought someone must not have locked the cage. Well, today, Mike actually saw the Argus monitor so smart that was coming up. It realized there was a latch there, and it started to actually push the latch over, open the latch, and was able to get out. So the animal literally learned how to escape from the cage. So we ended up moving the Argus monitors down here into this enclosure, which is the same size. It's not quite as tall as this. And listen, the Argus monitor are going to outgrow this relatively quick, whereas Milton's going to be able to stay in an enclosure like this pretty much his whole life. The Argus monitor are going to get moved up probably within the next month or two anyways, but nevertheless, how smart is that? They literally figured out how to get out of the cage. I mean, you tell me reptiles aren't smart? There's no way you can say that. They are absolutely intelligent. I wanted to show you guys the latest animal ambassador that we brought over to the Reptarium. The truth is, I've had this guy for about 8 or 9 years, and I actually have showed it to you guys. I've called it the poop emoji snake. Of course, this is the Caliber Burrowing Python. Just such an interesting snake. You can see its head's way up here, and it kind of almost looks like rounded, like, you know, like a snake head. But then the tail is rounded as well. That's one of their defense mechanisms, right? These guys actually curl up kind of like a poop emoji, like I've mentioned in the past, and they tuck their head on the inside, and a predator won't know the difference between their head or their tail. That's why they have the kind of rounded tail and rounded head that look almost identical. Just a really interesting snake, and to believe it or not, Lori was the one that said, I think we should put this over at the Reptarium because it's cool. It's an emoji snake, right? I mean, it's just really wild. Been one of the cooler animals I've worked with my whole life, I'll be honest. Just more interesting, right? Like weird animals. These guys come from West Africa. Unfortunately, a lot of them come in wild caught, and they don't do tremendously well. This was actually captive hatched over in Africa, so I got it in as a baby, and it has thrived for, like I said, the last 7 or 8 years. In the meantime, I've been trying to get more babies to bring in, but I just have not been able to find them, and I don't know anyone that's ever bred them in captivity. That's not to say that they haven't been bred in captivity. I've just never seen any. I certainly would like to pick up more of them, because like I said, this guy's already 7 or 8 years old, and he's getting a little bit older. You know, they'll live like 20 years and stuff like that. But man, I sure would like to breed these one day because they are so cool. And now you can come to the Reptarium and see one. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor. Right over here, you can hit a playlist to watch 1 or 2 of those videos. It helps me out. You know what else helps me out? Right over here, you can subscribe to this vlog channel. Have an absolutely wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to somebody, and I promise I'll see you in the next one.